This video is a short guide to editing techniques and principles. The aim is to help you convey the message and meaning of the films you are working on.
Your role as an editor is more than just pushing the right buttons. You are making creative choices about how to manipulate and rearrange shots to create a new work. The most used transition out of all the editing techniques is the joining together of two shots using a cut. The meaning of shots in sequence can be created entirely through editing. In the right places, these cuts are like one continuous event and help immerse the viewer in the story.
A cut must be motivated by new information, such as a change of angle, matching the relative positions, a reaction, matching the eye lines, or a close-up on an action, like the typing of a script.
The ellipsis edit is where you miss out sections of the story that are either obvious enough for the audience to fill in, or conceal something for a narrative purpose.
A cut in the wrong place can take the audience out of the film. Your creative choice is whether the cut should be noticed or not.
Jump cuts are abrupt edits that suggest hurriedness, jitters, or tension.
An effect can be disorientate or confuse the viewer.
Jean-Luc Godard's Breathless in 1960 was perhaps the first to use this technique, depicting the journey to Italy of a young car thief and his companion.
You can add suspense or tension to a story by cross-cutting between actions occurring at the same time in two different locations. Parallel action illustrates things that happen in several places at roughly the same time.
It creates an expectation in the audience that somehow these two story arcs will be somehow related. Silence of the Lambs uses this technique to mislead the audience. By intercutting shots of the killer's basement with shots of the armed police, we believe that they have found the killer, only to discover they have the wrong house. Split screen lets the audience see multiple shots at once.
It is mainly used to give the audience more information or multiple perspectives in a short amount of time.
A good example is a telephone conversation, such as in When Harry Met Sally, 1989, and was also used in The Fourth Kind, 2009, to show the actual footage against a reenactment.
Retiming can be used to speed up or slow down a shot. Slowing down a specific part of a shot can draw attention to that moment, making it stand out, giving it a sense of importance. It can also make the shot seem more dramatic, help build up tension, the audience anticipating the climax and perhaps a sudden revelation. Speeding up a shot can have a comical effect, but it can also be used more creatively. James Bond Die Another Day employs an aerial tracking shot approaching a sports car crossing an ice lake. In the middle, the shot is sped up, like this one, to give the effect of rapid motion.
A dissolve, also called a mix or crossfade, is a gradual merging of the end of one shot and the beginning of another. When there is a dissolve, it usually means that there is a connection within the two shots that were merged. It signals to the audience a passing of time or change in location.
The fade in from black indicates the beginning of something new, either the start of a new scene or moment in time, whereas a fade out to black signals the end of a scene or moment in time, gives the audience a little time to contemplate what's just happened. Sometimes a fade to black and back in again can be used to create a very dreamlike state, seen in the Fight Club. Antagonist drifts in and out of consciousness. Editing is not just about manipulating shots.
It is the art of manipulating the audience's feelings and emotions.
Your creative decision, whether to include or drop a few frames, can make or break a viewer's connection with the story.
Remember, always keep the audience in mind. You have a tool bag of editing techniques, and it is your role as the editor to serve the story, not your ego.